Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today topic is Nest Hub second generation newest variant review. So the Nest Hub second generation is the newest variant of the Nest Hub Google released that updates the original with better sound, new hands-free gestures and the main new features of this device, sleep tracking. I have had my second generation Nest Hub for over 6 months now, so I'm gonna walk you through everything new with this device, the core features, any nerd downsides, and then ultimately who I recommend this device for. Now by far the largest addition to the second generation Nest Hub solider chip that has been embedded into the top of the device where you see the little gray circle. The solid reader chip on the Nest Hub has a few purposes. It's used for sleep tracking, quick gestures, and proximity detection. Sleep tracking works by using the reader inside the Nest Hub to detect movement and breathing while you are asleep. The Nest Hub will also use its mics to detect sounds like snoring and coughing, and the display can even use its ambient light equal sensor to measure the amount of light in your room and its temperature sensor to see how warm or cool it is while you are asleep. Based on all of this data, Google will give a sleep summary you can see when you wake up. It will show you how long you were asleep for, if you got to bed on time or late, the points where you woke up during the night, how much you snored and coughed. The sleep summary UI shows 3 circles, with each one representing a different metric: the quality of your sleep, duration, and how well you adhere to your sleep schedule. The goal is to try to get these 3 circles to overlap as much as possible. When you do, they'll turn purple, and that means that you slept well. When they don't overlap as much, they'll turn into an orangeish color, and you don't want that. So that means you did not sleep very well, and this can happen for several reasons. For example, if you go to bed late and you sleep in late, you will be designed for both of those sensors by Google, even if you got the recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, if you want to see more data from the Nest Hub sleep tracking, like seeing how you slept over multiple days, this data can be accessed from the Google Fit app available for Android and iOS. So far my impressions of sleep tracking have been pretty favorable. I like that. You don't have to wear anything on your wrist, and there is no camera involved. So no cameras are pointing at your sleep from your nightstand, which I find kind of creepy. And the data that I get from the Nest Hub for sleep tracking is comparable to the sleep tracking data I get from my Apple Watch. Now, there are 2 potentially downsides with sleep tracking on the Nest Hub that might impact you. One is it cannot track 2 people sleeping simultaneously. So, for example, if you and your partner both want to track your sleep with the Nest Hub, you will need to buy 2 devices. The next potential downside is that Google is planning to charge for the sleep tracking inside starting in earlier 2022. If you are like me and you already use a fitness tracker, it's going to be a hard sell to pay Google for something down the road that your sleep tracker today can already do and do for free. But who knows, we'll see that what the company comes out with in 2022. So that is sleep tracking. Next, let's talk about another sleep related feature, and this is one I use a lot on my Nest Hub, and that is the alarm settings, which you get to the swiping up from the bottom of the display and selecting the alarm clock icon. The alarm clock functionality of the Nest Hub is quite good in my experience. You can easily create multiple alarms and see them all in one display on the touch screen. To change settings for your alarm, you can click the gear icon on the alarms page and set the alarm volume. Whether or not you want to enable a sunrise alarm, which will gradually brighten the Nest Hub's display with warm colors like a sunrise and gradually increase the alarm volume as well. Also, there are quite a few different alarms to choose from, which I appreciate. You can also assign your smart lights to your sunrise alarm if you want, so the light will gradually dim along with the Nest Hub's display and even start Google Assistant routines. I started off having my smart lights connected to the sunrise alarm, but quickly found out that you can't actually change the color temperature, or if you have a specific scene like in Philips Hue, you cannot set that scene with the sunrise alarm feature on the Nest Hub. So if you're like me and you like your lights dimming up with the sunrise color in the morning, you simply can't do that with these sunrise alarm features. They'll default to a warm white color. Lastly, in setting, you can enable or disable motion sense for snoozing your alarm by waving your hand in front of the display. Now, one concern you may have about using a Nest Hub as an alarm clock is what happens when the Wi-Fi goes out. When I have tested this, as long as you are already set the alarm before the Wi-Fi goes out, the alarm will actually still ring so long as the power doesn't also go out. The Nest Hub can also help you go to sleep as well by displaying a new evening part of the UI that will show you shortcuts to things like sleep sounds, which help you drift off the sleep. Certain ambient sounds like sounds of the ocean or a rainforest. You can also set the display to turn all the way off when it detects darkness if you are like me, and if you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't want to see what time it is. There are actually a lot of settings for the Nest Hub that you can set and forget from the Google Home app, like limiting the speaker's volume during the night with the night mode, or adjusting the trigger words sensitivity when you want to use the Google Assistant. Let's go back to that solely reader chip for a second. This technology on the Nest Hub is also used for a proximity detection, which will make certain parts of the UI larger, like a timer, when it senses you have walked away from the display, so it's easier to see across the room. So I think the second generation Nest Hub is a perfect device for people who want a digital photo frame that connects with one of the best online photo services available and makes it easy to keep your photos up to date. It also acts a major alarm clock upgrade with its sleep tracking and extensive alarm features like the sunrise alarm. It acts a great smart home control display and display interface for controlling music for one or multiple speakers. And finally, if you want a kitchen display that can bring up recipes and make it easy to start and pause music and media without having to touch the display, I think the Nest Hub would be a great choice there as well. The second generation Google Nest Hub retails for $99 and comes in several different colors. I have left links on the side of the video if you want to purchase this device or learn more about it. And if you want to learn more about building or expanding your smart homes, how to better use the Google Assistant, or see more reviews on Google and Nest devices, I have left links in the description below to video we have done that cover all of those topics. So make sure to check those out. If you have any question about the Google Nest Hub or want to share your experience with this device, leave a comment below, hit the thumbs up button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe to the channel to see more reviews about Google Nest Hub on Google and other tech products. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching our video.